everyone. Welcome to the Wellness and Wahala podcast. A Wellness and Wahala warrior is the winner, a world changer, wise, and wisdom. They are dedicated to tackling Wahala, which means issues and problems in Nigerian Pidgin for the good of humanity. Our tribe of subject matter experts in our village are a voice to the voiceless. Oya, join me, the former diplomat and public health advisor, Dr. Tomi better known as Amma Abba, as she gives you the best public health, wellness, and Wahala gist with wonderful people using their compassion to take action to put us on the pathway to a Wahala-free life. Over to the Wellness and Wahala podcast show. Thank you.
Hey everyone, it's your girl, Dr. Tomi, better known as Amma Abba. I am back. I know it's been a while. I was recovering. Yes, thank you, Jehovah Jireh, because he is my healer. But y'all, there has been a lot of wahala, so that has arisen. So today is an episode not focused necessarily on wellness, even though we all need to be well, and those that are sick, I go give you tips on how I overcome some, respiratory illnesses that have been flying around in this season. There's a lot of respiratory illnesses, cold, flu, Nigeria, they call it katab, cold, flu, COVID, respiratory tract infections, all types of stuff is flying around. So may God protect us. But today's topic, is a very serious Wahala case. The title of this show today is called Justice for Dele Farotimi, a call for action against human rights violations in Nigeria. He has been literally kidnapped and detained, just unlawfully. He is somebody that has always been a voice to the voiceless for many of those that have been oppressed and treated improperly in Nigeria. He's a human rights lawyer. So I'm just going to open up with an introduction and timeline and contents of events so you can understand the wahala that we face right now and why we're calling for freedom and justice for Dele Farotimi now, for them to free him ASAP. So thank you, listeners, for joining. And today we're talking about the alarming human rights violation in Nigeria, which is focusing on the wrongful arrest of the human rights lawyer and activist, Mr. Dele Farotimi. And, we are here to advocate for justice and wellness, and it's just really, really sad because he is a great contributor of justice and reform in Nigeria, particularly through his new book that he just launched. So if y'all haven't got a copy, this is a call to action to get a copy of his book called Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. It talks about the wahala and the injustice in our criminal justice system and why, a lot of our leaders are not held accountable for their nonsense. And in the book, he highlights the escalating oppression against human rights defenders in Nigeria. So I'm just going to give you a little timeline of events so I can tell you the context of why I would say people that are very powerful and that are committing these injustices that have been called out, why they're uncomfortable with him launching this type of eye-opening book exposing a lot of the corruption. So around June 19th, 2024, earlier this year, he launched a book called Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System. You guys can Google it, get it online. I think I'm going to buy a couple of copies if I can access it here easily online in the U.S. and give it out to some of you listeners. If you like and share and comment on my social media, #Wellness Wahala. So I'll talk about the gift giveaway at the end, but tune in to the end to learn more. So, as I said, June 19, 2024, he launched his book, Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System, and he discussed the critical themes of systemic corruption, abuse of power, and he also outlined urgent calls for reform, like electoral reform, the justice system reform, and explains how this book, really, raised the voice of a lot of people that have been oppressed and hurt, and even killed by this injustice that is going on back in Nigeria. From June to December, he went on different media and I would say book tours where Mr. Farotimi had many public appearances. You can follow him on his social media and YouTube, Instagram. You can see a lot of the interviews that he did on news channel, on different podcasts and radio shows, increasing his influence as a voice of justice, which made people on the other side that are committing these injustices very uncomfortable. And of course, those people are in very powerful positions. And on December 3rd, which is yesterday, he was abducted and detained, arrested. And the events leading to the wrongful arrest now in Ekiti State really started off from months ago when he launched this new book, and they've been very uncomfortable about his exposure and, really pouring light to a lot of the dark Wahala injustices that have been happening in Nigeria. And the court denied him bail and adjourned to a hearing December 10th. So, hello, in a country where it's a democratic country, you're innocent until proven guilty. Why would they deny him bail? That's also, you already see that they're already breaking the law. And why does this matter to us, especially here in the diaspora? Us and the Nigerians in the diaspora, we really need to unite. We have the power to really raise our voice, come up with a great social media campaign. I already started a petition. I'll put a copy of that petition in our profile, where if you're here in the U.S., you need to contact your senators, your House of Representatives of your state, also the Foreign Affairs Committee on African Affairs, and call for justice. Power past power. If our U.S. government's diplomats can see and we raise our voice, all the other diaspora communities like Ukrainian, like Jewish, Israel, you see the conflicts going on there, is because their diaspora community here in America is very strong and united. And they contact the government here, which is, America is the most powerful government in the world. So they can pick up the phone and call our leaders back at home and, and check them. Because, hello, our power here of our leaders past their power. You understand? So we need to do all that we can as active citizens to raise our voice, put it in strategic places in the ears of our leaders here, and diplomatically, be able to get him free, and also call for sanctions on the people. So I have a few call to actions, but this matters to us, and we need to understand that not only emphasize the importance of protecting and advocating for people like Mr. Farotimi, but all the people in Nigeria that continue to face injustice. It is going on increasingly. The poverty rates, extreme poverty, living less than $1 a day, it has increased. The Naira has continued to crash. I believe the last time it's almost $1 to 1,780 Naira or more. Before before the end of this year, it probably be up to 2,000. Pound is already over 2,000. It's a mess. So what can you all listeners do? This is where I want us to turn this Wahala into a wellness opportunity for us to position ourselves and be a voice for Mr. Farotimi, who has been silenced and kidnapped and abducted and put in jail in Ekiti. We need to advocate for justice. So I urge you, number one, all listeners, to contact your representatives, your senators in your state. Contact international human rights organizations. Use a hashtag Free Dele Farotimi now, Justice for Dele Farotimi, and let it go viral, okay? It's already starting to go viral, but everybody do their part. We need to spread awareness on social media. I'm spreading awareness on my Wellness and Wahala podcast. I'm contacting my representatives. I've already contacted my senator in my state. I'm waiting for his response. And even when you tweet it or you tag it on social media, make sure you tag your representatives, tag high-level officials who have a voice, who are very influential. I tagged, my incoming president, Trump, Elon Musk. I tagged all of them. So do what you can wherever you're located to tag your leaders, okay? Also, get his book. And if you have not purchased it already, it's a very insightful book, an eye-opener book. And it exposes the injustice in Nigeria. I'm trying to get a couple of copies so I can give away to some of you. But you must you must share, and, show a picture of you liking and sharing and commenting and send it to my DM. And I will get you a copy of his book, Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System, if you're here in the U.S. But I know others are giving away the book in Nigeria and UK. So I can also tag you to them who are also doing giveaways in different regions of the world. So you can participate and get a copy if you can't afford a copy of the book. Because I know times are hard, though. It's not easy. So that is my part. I will be purchasing more copies of the book to give away. Once again, I encourage everyone to use and leverage social media. Use the hashtag Free Dele Farotimi, Justice for Dele Farotimi, Free Dele Farotimi now, and make sure you tag everybody from Nigerian leaders to U.S. government leaders. So if you're in UK, your MPs there, everybody, your House of Lords, all of them, contact them, okay? So just to recap, we are standing in alignment for justice for Mr. Farotimi and against oppression. And I want to end with some African proverbs and a verse that is relatable to Wetin dey happen now. One African proverb says that the arc of moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. So justice, the journey to justice might be long, but I tell you, God is a just God. So it's not how we start, but how we finish. And we shall finish this race well. He shall come out free. We also not only want him to come out free, we also call on sanctions on the evil leaders that abducted him and threw him in jail, that the U.S. and all the major foreign G8 countries should seize the assets of these corrupt Nigerian officials and just hold them accountable. Okay? So I also want to leave you with another one of my favorite African proverbs called, "A tree does not move unless there is window." So what is the meaning of that one? Once again, a tree does not move unless there is wind. Injustice does not occur in isolation. It is often the result of deliberate actions or systemic failures. This proverb reminds us that uncovering and addressing the root causes of injustice is essential for meaningful change. So we need to shed the lights on Wetin dey happen. And my last Nigerian Pidgin Verse and African proverb says, "Wetin dey dark go show for light one day." You hear me? Wetin dey dark go show for light. And funny enough, I believe in Mr. Dele's last YouTube video that he did 2 or 3 days ago, before he was abducted and arrested. He was talking about being a light and being a voice and taking action and exposing the dark injustices in Nigeria. So this African proverb is really aligned with the wahala that we are facing in Nigeria today. And once again, it says, "Waiting day dark go show for light one day." And the translation is, what is hidden in darkness will eventually come to light, meaning truth and justice cannot be permanently suppressed. The verse serves, and the African proverb serves, as a hopeful reminder that advocacy and persistence will eventually reveal and rectify wrongdoing, you all. So thank you for listening to the Wellness and Wahala podcast. You guys, I have given you call to actions in regards to the abduction and arrest and the human rights violations, that Wahala violations, and the call for justice for Dele Farotimi. Okay, we demand justice, and we demand justice now. So everybody has a right to play. I left you with 3 immediate actions. 1, demand the immediate release of Dele Farotimi and urge your foreign government, whether the U.S. government, the Canadian government, wherever you are in the diaspora, urge them to release release Dele Farotimi. And also all international bodies to put pressure on the Nigerian government to release him unconditionally. Number 2, impose targeted sanctions on these evil leaders. Advocate for sanctions, including travel bans and asset freezes, because a lot of them own assets abroad here, against Nigerian officials, corrupt ones implicated in human rights abuses and systemic corruption. And then number 3, be a champion of human rights in Nigeria. We here in the diaspora should not forget about the Wahala suffering of our people back at home. Bring this issue to the forefront of your relevant congressional committees and government officials here in the diaspora, such as the Foreign Relations Committee on African Affairs, also the Human Rights Committee, to ensure sustained attention to the plight of human rights and to defend our people in Nigeria, okay? Here in the United States, we have long stood as a global leader in promoting democracy and human rights. We must take decisive action in this case, and we need to reinforce our commitment to the principles while supporting the courageous advocates fighting for justice in Nigeria, like Dele Farotimi. His situation is emblematic of a broader pattern of oppression against activists and defenders of democracy. It is imperative that we act decisively to protect these voices and hold corrupt officials accountable. Thank you all for your immediate action to this urgent matter, and I wish you all no wahala, peace and love and blessing this week. And once again, I'll leave you with the favorite African proverb that is aligned with Wetin Day happen today, which says, "Waiting day dark go show for light one day." Open your eyes, shine your eyes, you guys. Oh, Sorosoke, speak up. What is hidden in darkness will eventually come to light. Truth and justice cannot be permanently suppressed. And this serves as a hopeful reminder that advocacy and persistency will eventually reveal and rectify wrongdoing and bring us justice once and for all. So thank you. I pray that all of you that have been facing injustice, I have faced many injustice in Nigeria, and have an ongoing situation that I am also fighting for. And I know that by God's grace, I have God's justice, not just for me, but also for fellow Nigerians that have faced similar oppressions, both in Nigeria and in the diaspora. Let us come together and unite for a better Nigeria and a better world and a better U.S. here in the diaspora. God bless you, and I wish you no wahala. Bless up.